How did Ronnie Coleman, aka The King, go from 8 times Mr. Olympia champion to be constrained to a wheelchair? This is the legendary story of the bodybuilder who started out with nothing and achieved heights greater than most men will ever reach, pushing his body to the point of breaking.
Everybody want to be a bodybuilder. Right. So nobody want to lift this heavy ass weight. Go! I do it though. Yeah!
From the very beginning, Ronnie Coleman was a genetic phenomenon. He was so large that his mother almost lost her life giving birth to him. He sprouted far past the size of other boys his age, already weighing 176 pounds and standing 5'10" at age 12. His enormous stature made it clear he had a future in athletics, and he registered for basketball, baseball, and later football. He went on to play college ball at Grambling University on scholarship, playing middle linebacker for the GSU Tigers, and earn his degree in accounting. After graduation, Coleman desperately tried to find work in accounting for 2 years, but to no avail. He settled working at Domino's Pizza as a delivery driver. Coleman was forced to survive on free pizza leftovers because he was so broke he couldn't afford any groceries. Coleman hated eating unhealthy food and described the experience as a nightmare. After discovering an opening as a police officer in the local newspaper, Coleman quickly jumped ship from Domino's and began his career in law enforcement. It was during this time a fellow officer, Gustavo Arlata, spotted Coleman in the gym. Gustavo convinced Coleman to train at the Metroflex gym by offering a free membership under the condition that Coleman trained under Gustavo and competed in the Mr. Texas Pro Bodybuilding competition. Coleman agreed and went on to defeat Gustavo at Mr. Texas and racked his first win under his belt at just age 26. This was the beginning of Coleman's journey and the start of his long climb to the top. He went on to compete in dozens of competitions, achieving 4th, 3rd, 2nd place numerous times, but Coleman kept falling short of 1st place. It was not until 1998, at age 34, 8 years after his Mr. Texas win, that Coleman tasted sweet victory in the Mr. Olympia competition. This was the beginning of his unstoppable streak of 8 Mr. Olympia titles, the current world record. Coleman's reign lasted until 2005, when future 4 times champion Jay Cutler dethroned Coleman on stage at the Mr. Olympia competition. After this loss, Coleman officially retired from competing. He knew his time at the top was over, and it was time to address the immense injuries he had accumulated over the years. 8 Olympia titles took a severe toll on Coleman's body, including numerous herniated discs, a severely stiff neck, and busted hip sockets. Coleman had trained through these injuries, and the pain had slowly become constant and unrelenting over the years. Coleman sought out surgery to alleviate the immense pain that he was in almost 24/7. His first surgery was to shave down a herniated disc that was pressing up against a nerve in his spine, causing shooting pains down his legs. It seemed like the surgery went well, and for the first couple of months, Coleman reported less pain and went right back to squatting. However, this bliss wouldn't last long, as less than 2 months later, the pain was right back and worse than ever. Coleman went into surgery again on another herniated disc, in which they implemented titanium screws to fuse the vertebrae together. The pain wouldn't go away, and he was losing the ability to walk. His next surgery replaced both broken hip sockets with titanium implants, then surgery on his back, his neck, and his back again. His final 3 surgeries happened in the span of only 1 year, and they fused every single spinal vertebrae together and implemented a steel cage constructed of titanium rods around Coleman's ribs to hold his spine in place. When it was all said and done, Coleman had undergone 13 different surgeries, costing on average $200,000 each surgery. His small fortune from bodybuilding had been drained, and the surgeries had not been successful. Coleman can walk assisted with a walker, but he has stated it causes him immense pain. He is confined to a wheelchair for the most part. In an Instagram post, Coleman had to say, 2 days after surgery, and it's a miracle that I can walk. Normally I'm on my way to rehab so they can help me learn to walk again. This is the best I've felt after my last 3 surgeries. God is truly blessing me this time around because he knows that I definitely need inspiration because lately I've been semi-depressed after all my surgeries. This is so amazing, and I know some of you guys praying for me has a lot to do with this. I'm really in a state of shock because after the same results, after the same surgery, you kind of get used to not being able to walk and come to expect it. Thanks to each and every one who prayed because it honestly and truly worked this time. Despite Coleman's immense injuries and constant pain, he has remained a beacon of positivity and still is the absolute character that he always has been. Coleman is truly an inspiration to myself and thousands, if not millions, of people around the world trying to improve their mind and body. When asked what Coleman's one regret is, he said, training 800-pound squats for 2 reps when he knew he had 5 in the tank. Coleman doesn't regret a thing, and he shouldn't, because he has forged his way to being an undisputed modern-day king. Thanks for tuning in to the end of the video. If you enjoyed the video, I put my blood and sweat into making it, so please leave a like and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and remember,
Nothing but a peanut.